Welcome viewers to one more session of Kirtik Vasan Talks. Today we have Siddharth Venkat joining us from Hosur. Welcome Siddharth.
Hi, Kritik Vasan. I'm very happy to be on your show. Thank you for your welcome. How are you doing?
I am doing fantastic. How about you?
Me too. I just had my lunch, and so I'm doing good, and I'm also happy because I had a good meal.
So viewers, let me tell you briefly about Siddharth. So Siddharth served as a Navy pilot and after that he ventured as a full-time traveler. He traveled across India and then he moved on traveling internationally and he is specifically into drone technology and today he is joining with us to share about his life journey, his experiences with the Indian Navy as a pilot, and later on how he went on discovering what he is doing today. So, Siddharth, please share with us about your background. Where did you grow up and where did you do your education?
That was a good introduction from you. To answer your question, I was born in the South Indian town of Kumbakonam, but I grew up mostly in the industrial town Hosur, that is close to Bangalore. And growing up here, I got exposed to multiple technologies, and I pursued my mechanical engineering in a college near Chennai. And when I was in the final year of the undergraduation, I decided that I should become a fighter pilot, and I did the preparatory works required. I applied for both Navy and Air Force, and I got into the Navy as a pilot. And yes, that is how I started going. That was my first exposure to aviation. And in the Navy, we have a different uh, uh, training programs. You finish the first basic military orientation in the first 6 months, and then you move on to your area specific training. And for me it was aviation, and I went to the Air Force to fly the basic aircraft called the PC-7 Mark II, which is the aircraft that everyone in the naval aviation arm would undergo their training on. And on successful qualification on this aircraft, the Navy allocated me helicopters for flying further. And then another 6 months went by in getting trained in helicopters. So and then I started doing my I could not continue my flying because of some medical reasons. And I continued doing my ground duty for some time. And that, I mean, in short, was my entry in the first taste of aviation that I got in my life. So I had, by the age of 23, the qualifications to fly two different types of aircraft.
That was great, Siddharth. So, SSB does a meticulous assessment of an individual, and since you are a recommended candidate, please shed some light over the SSB process and how it is different from the typical interview which we see around.
Okay. SSB is very different from a normal interview in all ways that you can imagine. An SSB is going to happen over a period of 4 or 5 days, over which you're going to be evaluated. And now, if you are opting to become a pilot, then you have an additional day on which you will be evaluated. So, a total of anywhere between 4 to 6 days, you will be assessed. And it is not an interview. Interview is a small word. It's an experience that you need to undergo. And the first thing that comes to my mind when you talk about an SSB is the intense competitiveness that you face there. And you have to be just the best version of yourself on that particular week, in order to be noticed by the GTOs and the other officers. But then there is also another school of thought that tells candidates that just be yourself. The it is the duty of the GTOs to select you and filter you of all the lot. But anyways, I think it's a mixture of both of these. You need to be yourself, but at the same time, you shouldn't be too frank. You need to be a little bit diplomatic in your answering. You need to be cautious in your approach. You should be meticulous in your answers, and then should your body language should project confidence. And whatever is the stream that you will eventually get into, an officer is expected to have certain qualities, and these qualities are known as officer like qualities. And in the SSB, you are assessed to see if you have these qualities and to which extent you have these qualities. And hence it is justified that they have 4 or 5 dedicated days to check out about your mental strength. A component also tests out your physical strength, and you're also into various group tasks. So you're in pressure situation, your writing skills are tested, you're analyzed at a physical functional level, at a group level, and on a personal level. So that's the best part of it. All three officers who assess you on psychometric tests, group tests, and on a personal level, if all of them approve, and then only then you get inside the military. And so it is listed as one of the toughest interviews in the world.
Okay. So Siddharth, you went on to INA Elimela. Am I right?
That's right.
Okay. So please tell us the intense training that you were subjected to as a naval candidate, and then the transition of becoming a pilot.
Okay. At Elimara, uh, it was a surprise. Uh, you know, Nobody could expect the kind of training that we would undergo. There is no manual which would tell you, mm, you know, this is the kind of training you will undergo. There's no book or a movie that will tell you. It's something that you need to actually experience for you to know what it is. Uh, it is going to be harsh. It's going to be very tough. I'm not going to mince words, but it is going to be really really tough. But then the good part of it is that you're not doing it alone. You're going to do it along with a bunch of people. You have your fellow cadets who will help you out, and just because you are with your mates, life becomes easy even during tough times. you know we would be doing the 50, 50th to the 70th push-ups where your body would be giving up, but then some guy in the back would crack a joke, and then just in the spirit of the people around you, you just carry on and do things that you never thought you would be capable of doing. It is going to be very strenuous. Physical activity would be happening. You would have to wake up early in the morning, undergo physical exercises, in and out, official, unofficial. You would be indulged in sports activities, and you would have to write and improve your written skills. You would have to speak and polish your speaking skills, and everything that you can think of, every skill that is expected of a military officer would at some point of your training you would be trained in the aspect, yes. And there are other aspects, like you would be taught to march, you would be taught to handle arms, and then the pinnacle of the training would be the participation in the camp, which would happen over a period of week. And once you during the period of camp, you learn a lot about yourself and your friends, and how to cooperate and achieve a task under difficult conditions in an extremely stressful environment. So that teaches, that would be the key takeaway for you, for your whole period of training. The the, the, the pinnacle of training of all the tests that have been carried out would be the camp. And it's simply enjoyable. And once you finish this, you have some educational tests that you have to undertake, some exams in the form of your seamanship skills are tested, your sea laws related to the seas, navigation, relative velocity, etc. And then you'll be assessed on your ability to perform on the drill and small arms. Your swimming and physical tests will also happen, and at the end of it, you will be participating in a mega uh, passing out parade in which your parents would be invited, and they would place the coveted stars on your shoulder. So that's in short the training experience, but it simply doesn't justify what you really undergo there. But then once you do this, if you are an engineer or a pilot or a logistics officer, each and every category of officers would then go on to their own schools of specialization. And for me, being in the Naval Air Arm, it is the Air Force Training Academy that we need to go as our first stop. At the Air Force Academy, you would then be categorized based on certain requirements from the Navy, and then further on you would be going to the tertiary specializations or secondary specializations rather. At the Air Force Academy, you go there as a pilot, and you get a chance to groom your leadership skills. But you're there for only one purpose, that is to earn your wings. So it starts very early. You're there for around 2 weeks before the start of flying to do some studies. You learn about the aircraft. You qualify some tests. You're taken to the aircraft to show. I mean, they show you around what you need to do before you start your flying. The kind of checks that you need to do. You need to know by heart a lot of things, and it requires some preparatory time before you start flying. And then everyone expects to fly on the first day, and almost 8 of the 17 or 19 18 guys that we had in our batch were influenced by some cartoons or videos that we shared during our childhood. And for almost all of us, the movie that kind of influenced us was at some point of time was Top Gun. And thanks to Tom Cruise and the way they depicted him in the movie, we have had a large number of people getting inspired by the movie. And those who were growing up in the 90s, SWAT Cats was a cartoon that was a very loved cartoon by most of the school going kids back then. And I told 8 of the 17 or 18 guys had memories of SWAT Cats, where you have this cat which is a pilot and it flies a fighter aircraft. And for me personally, when I pushed the throttle, uh, I felt like the cat in the SWAT cat, and like achieving my dream. And I would never forget my first takeoff, and also my first landing. So once you undergo all these trainings, you will be asked to do a certain aerobatic test would be carried out. You would have to do different maneuvers, and you finish all of these. At the end of it, again, you would be assessed on a final test, and if you manage to pass it, you will be given the coveted wings, and I mean wings in the Air Force. But in the Navy, you would still have to wait a little bit more. mm, you get a patch that says that you're qualified to fly on this particular aircraft, and you finish that, you move on to your respective schools. Like for fighters, you have to go to the cities, and then for maritime reconnaissance basic aircraft, you go to another city, and for helicopters, you go to another place for the Navy. and I got assigned to train on helicopters, and we went to this place that is close to Chennai for our tertiary secondary level of training. So that's it.
கசகிஸ்தான் லேடி. I asked
Mm-hmm.
her, எல்லா இந்தியனும் பார்த்தா ஒரே கேள்விதான் கேட்க போறாங்க. I asked her, do you know விஸ்வநாத் ஆனந்த் அப்படின்னு கேட்டதுக்கு
Okay.
எனக்கு நல்லா தெரியும் அப்படின்னு. எந்த மாதிரி ஆளு,
Mm-hmm.
என்ன எக்ஸ்பீரியன்ஸ் கேட்டேன் அவங்கள விட அவங்க ஒய்ஃபை தாங்க எனக்கு நல்லா தெரியும், ரொம்ப ஸ்வீட்டு, சாப்பாடுலாம் எனக்கு செஞ்சு கொடுத்தாங்க அப்படின்னாங்க. சரிங்க, என்னுடைய செஸ் எப்படிங்க இருந்தது என்ன கேட்டேன். ரொம்ப கேவலமா
Mm-hmm.
இருந்தது, ஒரே ஒரு மூவ் மட்டும் நல்லா பண்ணீங்க, அதே மாதிரி மத்த மூவ் பண்ணியிருந்தா நல்லா இருந்திருக்கும் அப்படின்னாங்க. சரிங்க.
Mm-hmm.